There we go. Oh, so I see the theme song, y'all. Yeah, he know what to do. 835. Ooh, don't cut the show. 835 0504. Too long. Okay, where's the Bluetooth? Bluetooth. Give me the monster, the little blue one. In the bag? Yeah, that's right. I got it. Might win. Yeah, boy, I try to tell you, we gotta talk something today, y'all. Man, so much in a little bit of time from all the people I love. And I love y'all. Yeah, one more again. This not the one. I need to know what the monster, love one. Where the monster? And I used to. I used to. That's hard to get them like that. Yeah, hard to get them like that. I used to have a party down the middle and bitches going both ways. Yep. Hey, love one. I got that. There was a little Bluetooth speaker. This is monster. It was up there last night. I did the show. But this give me plug this in. I know what you're talking about, the small. Yeah. Listen to this. I want y'all to hear the trigger. Here go the trigger. Listen. This is the trigger for the 144,000. Y'all right here. Listen. When you hear that harmonica go in the key song, listen. Hear it. Listen. Yeah. That's calling them right there. That's waking them up right there. So you made the song is a very special song. It's written by the artist Kim. OSOICE. It's called You Might Win. You might win. You might win. Practice here too. Show starting, y'all. Show starting. Here we go.
What's up, Rob?
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? What's up, Dawid? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is the afternoon show, and my name is ATUN-RE. And here we are one more again to make it happen. That's right. And why? Because we love you. Each and every one of you. Right here on the Blue Rock. Here to let you know that without question it don't stop. For surely, what else can love do besides keep on keeping on? Now, what I want to say is, today is a special day, like each one you wake on. For surely each day you wake, you got action at it. Meaning, to make it happen, Captain, once again the right way. Be the good you in everything you do, in everything you propose, and everything you say. Surely, these things bring good things your way. For when you live right, you get right. And when you live wrong, you get wrong. And that goes for each and every one of you. Be you 6'2" with 20-inch guns, or be you 4'3" just like me, hot stuff, coming through. Well, I like to say that today I want to talk about something, and that something is called the Akashic record, the book of life, and how it don't matter. It don't matter at all. Everything you do is not only being watched, it's being recorded. And ain't now one of you getting away with nothing. So be very mindful when you think to do something that you know ain't right, especially when you're doing it to your brother or to your sister. That's the move of a coward. Why take from someone who's out there struggling just like you? Someone who knows and has tasted the adversity too that you may taste in your day-to-day life, when indeed you can go over there where, you know, there all that money is and lay them down. But the reason you don't is because you's a punk for real, a coward in the mix, scared to death to take from anybody else but your own. And I'm not saying taking is right, but I know for sure that each of you feel like I do, they still ain't gave us our 40 acres and a mule, which legally each one of us are supposed to have. Do you realize you are judged by virtue of what you can leave your children as a parent? For the truth of the matter is, if you leave your children absolutely nothing, you become a burden to the very same children you gave birth to. How do you know? Because have any of you ever priced a coffin? Do you know how much a coffin costs? Them things are expensive, damn near as much as a Cadillac.
Mm-hmm.
And the truth of the matter is, how and why do you become a burden to the very children you gave birth to? Because they got to bury you. And everybody think that when you die, you're dead. And a long time ago, I said something, and I meant it too. I said, let the dead bury the dead. Because we in the land of the living. And I don't want a diet, fuck a diet. I want to live it to the fullest. So fuck Jenny Craig. And all the motherfuckers that want to swing our way and information, you know, they say so much to say. They sit back and don't get me wrong. I don't say that they're wrong in everything they say, but I do know they're wrong in this. All that dietary shit don't mean shit unless you are eating high alkaline foods and drinking waters that have alkaline in it. And you might say, well, what about the mucus that comes from white milk, white sugar? And I'll say, yeah, I know. But didn't you know that if the devil can touch it and turn it evil, we who are the angelic beings and the heavenly hosts who come from the army of Michael himself have the power to touch it also, that which is evil, and turn it around to where you will see the word live. Turn it around to where the word evil becomes the word live and alive. If it is not a symbol of life, it is a symbol of death. And you better bet when you die, you start to decay and stink. And let me tell you something else. If you smell stench, the devil is present. He's in your sewage. In every urban area, the places where your sewage goes to be cleansed and washed clean to the degree that you have a drinking water that is suitable coming from your faucet, though it is not very suitable at all, because there was a time we could just go to the faucet, turn it on, and drink all we want. These days you turn it on, and you taste that metal up in that shit. You know that shit is dirty as a motherfucker. And they set it up like that. Shit. Do you know you can get arrested now for giving the homeless some food? You can get arrested now for letting water run off your roof into a bucket. They can lock your ass up for getting rainwater. And to that I say, mother had it, motherfuck it. Throw it back. Is this a fact that all that water don't belong just to them? Like, y'all ever took the time to think, who gave them the right to say all these cows belong to me? And now you got to buy a hamburger for my ass and my name is McDonald. Who gave them motherfuckers the right? When all those cows belong to us. All of us. But you don't realize also, though, that each of you were created to be caretakers of the planet Earth. And somewhere down the line, you stop a caring. And all of nature knew, which is why a lion will attack your ass in the jungle. You be walking through and they be like, there go that motherfucker that didn't give a fuck when he was created to care about me and raise me. And to see to it that all life maintained is raised up with a precision that is precise and extremely in place, cutting through like a surgeon's scalpel away the bullshit that the birds came to know about, and so did the trees and the grass. And like I say, I don't care what you say. Shit stinks. Everybody defecate, and I don't care if you say you don't lie. But there was a time you didn't take a shit and the bowel-toric tract was closed. And your skin tone was green. And your skin did what it was here to do by design, which was to photosynthesize the rays of the sun. Whether you know it or not, your fingerprints are solar panels. They're not just there to identify and to distinguish one from the other. The way you know, be you sister or brother, is take your hand, open it up, put it under the sun, and take a real good look. Real good now at what the sun does to your fingerprints. You have to put the sun's light on it, though, child. And you'll see that the print opens up, goes bloop. And then you start to see an iridescent, shiny substance come from out the crack. That's vitamin D that cannot be gotten anywhere else. Only vitamin. And you might say, well, my name is Vitamin Blue, and I picked for the Oakland A's. And I say, yeah, you do, a long time ago. Well, I'm pitching, you catching, you caught it. Because ATUN-RE is on the pitcher's mound now. And without question, I'm here to show you, to walk with you, to walk you through from A to Z in a very complicated situation by which this planet is now destined to die because of extremities. You are living to the extreme in just about everything you do. Don't you realize too much of anything is no good? If you want to do wrong, all you got to do is sit there all day and don't do a damn thing, and you doing wrong as a fuck right there. And there ain't no such thing as being half right, because if you're half right, you're half wrong, and if you're half wrong, you're just wrong, motherfucker. And a lot of people say, well, Bible said, ain't no such thing as right and wrong. There's only what's right to you. And I say to them all that Bible was extremely clever. Did what he had to. He knew that there was devils sitting right there amongst you, and that only a demon would gravitate towards such a subject or topic or statement, because there's no such thing as right and wrong. There's only what's right to you. Well, what if an act of devilishment is right to you? What does that make you? Then becomes the question. And if there's no such thing as right and wrong, then why did Bible call it right knowledge, fool? Well, there's a big difference, and everybody knows deep down inside what's right. And it ain't what's right just for you. It's what's right for us all. If indeed your right affects somebody else in an adverse way, then it ain't right at all. However, if your right brings to each and every one you know paining and or suffering, a relief that under normal circumstances they might not have never known, then your right is as right as rain. And you're as right as rain, gentle as a flower on a summer day, is what I say to you all. You're as right as rain. Need I explain that you all are, or should be, gentle as a flower on a summer's day? Sometimes there's no words to say that can express love at the very best, but love is a many splendid thing. Real love, when expressed, will break the back of the written and or spoken word. Some words just do it an injustice. Did you know you can hear a smile? All you have to do is be quiet enough. Everybody don't know now. They want to know after a while that prayer is a communicative effort. But prayer is just a bird with one wing that can fly round and round. Because prayer is a transmitted signal, while meditation is where you set yourself up to receive one. Everybody will say, well, my prayers weren't answered. I said, yeah, they was. They say, no, they weren't. I said, you was just told no. And you can accept it graciously. Well, you should be able to accept no as graciously as you would accept yes. But the minute you told no, to you, you look at it as being a negative response directed at you. Well, no is a definite negative response, all depending upon what you are saying no to. If I say no, I don't want to be a player no more. No, I'm not into playing this Pac-Man. No, I'm not into playing games. Why? Because this is a very serious thing that we're dealing with. And keep in mind, Cyrus B only shows itself in the sky once every 50 years. And when you take it and put the B where it's supposed to be, which is in front, because all of us don't belong to the A team. We belong to the B team. You didn't know? Well, now you do. What do I mean by that? Because the Most High said, kun, fire kun, be and exist. And everything you now see was brought into your awareness. Beautiful things that many of you don't take the time to really check out its intricacy. The brother brought a rose in here today. And I said, Lord have mercy. We both couldn't help but look and see as we look down deep into the center of it. It's intricacy. And you got to know anything that puts something together so beautiful So beautiful. I'm doing the radio show. The truth is, anything that is created to be so beautiful, I'm talking about beautiful in a way by which you can't help but say, good Lord, by virtue of the intricacy by which is design has been afforded to you to see, then you miss such a blessing. And I say to each of you, look how much the Most High done for you. And the little things that the heavens ask of you shouldn't be a damn thing. And you should be willing to do that and more, because if indeed the heavens ask me to stay up and never sleep again, sleep would be a thing of a past for me. If indeed the heavens ask for me to jump, I'll say, how high? When to come down, O merciful, for all the mercy that you showed me. Don't you know everything that's good that has happened to you or for you has been a blessing? And blessings only come from one place, so you better all learn how to count your blessings. But up and above that, you better make your blessings count too. Because you can't just squander it away like a damn fool, because you'll get your water turned off. All the way off too. And then you wonder why you somewhere hurting. Most of our people here today are still living beneath the poverty line, have yet to become employed by any one given situation. Well, Baba did the very best he could and came real close before the crackers came along and destroyed everything he was setting out to do with Tama-Re. He was turning Tama-Re into what you all might say is what would have been an amusement park like Disneyland. Because he would go to Disneyland and Disney World all the time, and he saw just how much money them places had the power to make. And we all have to, right here today, think together of a means now by which to raise our people, pull them out from beneath the poverty line. Each one teach one. Each one give a little. Start to care about one to the other, because I'm letting you all know that it's only through the precepts of for, with, and by each other that you all will be able to maintain and to stay alive in the catastrophe and catastrophic situation which lies up ahead of us, by which if you are not prepared, then you will perish. Proper preparation is what is designed to raise a nation. It's better to be prepared than to sit in darkness, but not the type of darkness that affords you peace, but the type of darkness that renders you blindness. And there's a difference, because one darkness in it exists, the absence of chaos and confusion, and is not evil. Get that out of your head. Because bright white light, when it administered into your environment, guaranteed starts confusion. The way you know is because when you're looking for peace at night, do you turn the lights on or do you turn them off? And the answer is because each of you are subconsciously doing the very best you can to move back to the state from which you know you come. Because there were no lights on in your mother's womb. All there was the voices, sounds, and frequencies. And one voice you came to hear frequently was your mother's. And without question, the sound, rhythm, and tone of her voice became your soothing agent. Well, many of you can listen right here today, and I've seen it happen time and time again, that as I'm talking, will fall smooth out, snoring. And that's because when the mind is, say your mind can only hold 12 ounces of information, and I'm pouring into your cup from a 5-gallon drum, everything over those 12 ounces becomes spillage. And in this, your cup runneth over. And in this, it will literally knock you out, put you smooth to sleep. But what you don't know or realize is that when you open your eyes the next time, instead of being able to hold and maintain 12 ounces, you'll be able to hold and maintain 64. And then the situation will recreate itself. Because when I put it in motion, the whole ocean gets to toasting. And without question, every cup do runneth over. If indeed you have an eye to see and an ear to hear the good shit coming from out the vocal of the little brother of the who it is I am. And yeah, I'm not just playing the radio, though I might be on one. I'm not joking. There's things in my voice and tones and in the content of what it is I carry to say to you. It's not designed to destroy nothing, but designed to rebuild an already desolate situation, one that is borderline dead, that needs to be revived and needs mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. But you niggas don't even know how to say I love you no more. You walk around and say, yo, what's up, fam? How you doing, fam? But many of you don't even like each other. Take it back, start over and say, that's my friend. And mean it, because good friends are hard to find. They're worth their weight in gold. And when you find somebody who you can trust, who you can depend upon, and they know they can depend upon you also, that's your family right there. You will know the love, you will know your real family by the love that you will have for each other, having never known each other. And saying, dang, how is it that these people show me more love and I feel more in place with them than I do with my own biological? Well, let me tell you something. A birth canal is just that. It's a canal which brings you from the etheric realm into a physical existence. And you all have given too much respect to just a canal instead of saying, may I be excused now so that I can go and give, reverence to the Father. Because there's a difference between prayer and worship. People want to talk about idol worship. Well, worship is spelled, somebody spell the word worship for me in this forum. Spell it.
WORSHIP.
Spell it again. Worship, like a worshipful master, worship. Like he so worshipped his God. Spell the word worship. What are the first 3 letters?
Word. WOR.
W.
Now, didn't I tell y'all anytime you see the letter O, let him and her know that it is not a letter? Didn't I tell y'all that? Yes or no? Yes. I also told you that the number 0 is not a number. I told you every time you see what you call the letter O or the number 0, that a secret is in place. Because you're not looking at a letter, you're looking at a hieroglyphic, a higher form of glyph that renders to you a cipher that lets you know know that a secret is indeed in place. And in order for a secret to be deciphered or revealed or known in any capacity, it must be deciphered first. Well, I'm going to decipher this for you because the truth is prayer and worship are two different things. You have W-O-R, so you can remove the O, set that to the side, and you can use A, where you would get war, the word war, ship. Now, y'all don't realize that indeed the word ship is its root word. Like ship sailed across the sea. Like the ship came down out the heavenly sky. And it moved from being a UFO to an IFO, where you get IFO, right now, UFO, UFO, and I told you those O's represent a secret. And look at how many O's are in the word cocoon. And like the caterpillar turned to butterflies, the Cocoon was a movie that was about elderly being made young, if I'm not mistaken. Anybody seen that movie, Cocoon?
Yep.
What that movie was about?
These beings coming, extraterrestrials. They was forming into who they was, on the planet.
Well, ain't that who we are? Like I told you.
I'm from here. You from another place. I'm from here.
Yo, here becomes there, depending upon your perspective and where you're standing. Because you can look to the east, but really be looking to the west, depending upon where you are standing. Because the circle goes round and round. So perspective is lost. The minute you close your eyes, there is no direction. But your erection dies still the same. And how you going to penetrate and have babies like that if you can't even be the grand potentate you were created to be in the first place? Mouth, who want to say, I'm from here. If indeed you from here, where were you before you got here? Because here, at some time or place, becomes there. And there is a place that many of you all can't remember where the fuck that is. But you want to tell me, because again, in all that vastness called the sky, if you would descend your consciousness, I'd like to ask you there into that, you can just keep on going, and go round and round, because how can you give something a beginning that was never intended to end, and how can you give something an ending if indeed it didn't even have a place by which it began? Because that's how they wanted to set you up. Now let me explain. They knew that the circle has neither beginning or end, those who stood on the square. And they said, well, I know what to do. Let's stomp the circle out. And the only way they could figure in their alchemy was to give the circle's ending, projected ending, a name. And they then had to produce, listen, 3 words. Why? Because this is a 3-dimensional world. 1 word for every dimension that would make up the projected ending of the circle's name. In other words, they had to give the projected ending of the circle a name that had to consist of 3 words. Thought they were alchemically slick because they said if we can get everybody to say these 3 words, then the circle of all life, the one that they stand on, by which we who support the square say they are not right, we have to give their circle a death, meaning we must stomp it out. And it's the only way we can do this successfully is to be alchemically in place, meaning we have to be alchemically right according to the letter of the science. And so they said, well, okay, if we are going to give the circle its projected ending a name, without question, it must be 3 words. And then we got to get everybody on the planet to say it. What 3 words could that possibly be? And one from amongst them stood up and said, I know. And they all turned to him and said, what 3 words should it be? And the being said, in the beginning. And you all didn't realize that each of you, as you picked up your Bibles and read in the beginning, that right there you was giving this place an ending. Because that was the projected name. That was the name of the projected ending of the circle. In the beginning. Because what they were saying is everything that has a beginning will one day have an end. And in this, they tricked each and every one of you when they got you to pick up and read, in the beginning, God created. In the beginning was the Word. Because the truth is, the all is. And if the all is, that means the all was, is, and will always be. And at no time or place did the all cease to be the all. And in this thing, and everybody sits in the all, and to this, there is none that cannot say that to be true. That each of you are part of the all. And if you were to remove one thing from the all, legitimately the all would no longer be the all. Now, would it? You cannot add to the all if the all is already present, and nor can you take from it, because if you did take from it just one thing, the all, that means all of us, would cease to exist. So, all those who think they know, the question is, do you? How do you know that color's blue? How do you know that color's red? All you know is what they've been telling you all the days of your life, that you, child, accepted without question, reason, or doubt. Why? Just because it was being told to you. But for all you know, that color blue could have been red. And how do you know? You don't know. But you've accepted it. You didn't even question it. Because most of ours prefer to follow fancy as opposed to fact. What do I mean by that? We'll hear something said. And because we like the way that sounds, guess what? I'm with that. And you better not try to tell me it ain't right, because if you do, now we have a discrepancy in between me and you. And up and above that, the thing that I heard that I liked the way it sounded, if it is told to me by somebody I love, like my grandmother, oh, you bet not try to tell me that that wasn't all right and exact, because if you do, then me and you get to fight, fool. Well, that's ignorance to the 10th power. And we're living in a day and age now where ignorance merely means to ignore the fact. Fact. The state of the planet is in its worst condition now than it's ever been. Fact. It is, listen, quickly growing worse and worse every day. Fact. Whether you like it or not, check this out. Facts are things that can be substantiated by one of three things: evidence, reason, or experience. Fact. Those are facts that cannot be gotten around. Fact. There's a difference between believing and knowing something. Fact. There's a difference between creating and making. Fact. We are in the last 13 minutes. And if you want to deal with it, you might have to say to all those who know that you have to believe in it, because you can't prove that. Motherfuckers want to sit up and say, well, don't you know that Baba only took you out of belief, taking you into right knowledge, giving you for the very first time the means, which came in by virtue of two words: listen, prove it. We all know that in right knowledge, the very first thing you're supposed to say to any bringer of any information is, where'd you get that from? And the next thing you're supposed to say is, prove it, because you better bet if the name is Muhammad Abdullah, Babiba, Bababa, Dububu, the thing's going to have Islamic overtures or influences. If the author's name is Muhammad Adiba, Dababa, Dibuba, and if the author's name is Goldstein or Silverstein, you better bet it's going to have Jewish influences. And if the last name is Jones, like me and Mrs. Jones, and I gotta love Jones, it's going to have some type of hood rat influences that niggas don't realize that rats don't have no spine, that they can stick their nose up under something as small as less than a millimeter of an inch and become as flat as a pancake and disappear on you. Spineless creatures they are. And how spineless have we all as a people become, to the point that we sit up and talk about our sisters and call them hood rats. Oh, that sister's hair so short, I could see what's on her brain. And meanwhile, the sister becomes so, insecure in it, that what she do, she run go get some horse's hair and put it up in her head. And to that I say it's unbelievable. And here it is, that shows the sickness in mind and in heart and in spirit. If you walking around, child, with a horse's hair in your head that you done glued on thinking you cute, though, singing that shit like you just as, Barbie doll as any white hoe. But meanwhile, you a Nubian who didn't grow up in Bensonhurst or in, the suburbs by which they had, a whole lot of shit that damn well that now one of y'all have coming up, and I know it hurts. But by nature, we are an image-driven nation of people. We need to be noticed. It's part of our nature to be seen. Why? Because it's through us being an image-driven nation, you got the word imagination in the first place. So use it. I know it might hurt to imagine yourself with me. So I imagine my art with you. What? When EWF. Once again, going, Because the bottom line will reveal the top line, and in that you will find the center. And maybe, just maybe, you might be able to center yourselves and come from out of the imbalance into a state of balance once again if you put away the 2, 4, 6, 8 shit before it is too late that is eating your ass up. Because how is it that 2 evens can't produce an odd, but 2 odds can produce an even? Well, that's not even at all. And when are you going to see that it takes 3 things to declare something even, not 2? And that they have taken the center of everything and away from you. Why? Because they know the center seat belongs to me, which they will try to take me from you too. And yo, crucified little ass or spice his ass up. Why? Because the little nigga's a lot. If he think he gonna lead me somewhere, and I come to my own, but my own receiveth me not, sit up and talk shit. And I'll say to them, let's play truth or dare. I want to sit up and point fingers at anyone who is OSOICE, who has become also nice in everything they do and everything they say, and you can't trip, trap, and do anything in any way to disprove them. You come with the crap day and night, in and out, upside down, that ain't right. Not realizing you've been seeing it upside down since day one in the 3-dimensional world, fed with dualities that are not realities, and indeed not realizing that your last name is Ray also. And you want to pay homage to the number 2, like in Jane or John Doe, which don't nobody seem to know. You know, not realizing that commando ain't you. And it ain't meant for 2 men to lay together. You and your good commandments that wasn't never supposed to be wrote in the first place. Wrote you into some shit that stinks that you as a man got on your dick from being in the man's rectum. And being a faggot on the down low, don't want nobody else to know. Why? Because you know shit stinks and you know it's all over your nose. Because God knows what the hell you doing. As a man, laying up with another man, and don't tell me, even if the niggas who's on this phone don't participate in that crap, niggas in your society. And if it's in your society, your children can be affected by it. As your teacher, or the teacher of your young man or man-child switches his ass back and forth to the blackboard, what is that subconsciously telling your son? Well, you all condone it. But when are you going to say enough is enough and fuck the legislation and the Congress that want to hold me back from progressing in anything that makes good sense? Because Congress needs to move backwards. And can't you see your governmental society has a cabinet called that? And who the hell they think they fooling? And ain't that what? What type of shit is that? And let me ask you a question. What shit you know don't stink? I don't give a fuck if it's monkey shit, cow shit, turtle shit. At the end of the day, it all adds up to be just one thing. That bullshit that they shoving down your throats that you all eat every day and, just keep on eating and chewing from and act like it don't exist and keep on going your way. Because motherfuckers will sit there and see it to be know-it-all days. Will flip out on me talking about, oh, he do methamphetamine, but motherfucker, you wasn't saying that when you was sniffing cocaine? and tripping about what the fuck was in that shit. It could have been the shit like this fight shit. You take just a one-on-one and never came back from. You didn't give a fuck. Why? Because you was on a hope to die mission and didn't think nobody knew. Anyway, you want to sit up and talk about the next motherfucker and what they do and how they ain't, like how Melvin and the Blue Note say. You want to look down your nose, be for real, girl, nigga. I remember that song. Be for real. Y'all know the words. And I remember Blue Magic. That's right, to come from out of the Ansar Law community, I was dead, Negroes. And if you just missed it, you just missed it. The school of discipline that most of y'all don't even know. Word white robes, listen, came out of the great trials and tribulation to wash our robes in the blood of the Lamb. And we had a plan that the 144,000 would rise from the Muklasina, those purified ones, who were called Mukmanoon and Mukmanani, raised in the Ansar community to be in the world but not of the world, until one day Baba said, take the white off. Why? Because he didn't want to associate it with terrorism. And he knew that day was coming, where if your name was Abdul Muhammad Badiba, they would associate you with bin Laden and negativity. Well, he also told you one day we'll put the white back on. And I'm saying, why not let's rock and roll with this and let's see. And fuck what they think. Because he put out a book called Purity and Neatness. Put out a book called Women Who Changed the Course of History. Whose story? His story. And his story became my story as I became a slave. And you damn right, our women changed the course of his story. Why? Because that's all them crackers was trying to do, which was to get in one of you all's drawers, because they knew in crisis there was opportunity. And when you say crisis, all you're saying is cry ISIS. So they was waiting to see any Nubian woman they could sitting on the corner crying about what their husband won't do and how he ain't got the money to pay the bills, so that they could come along and be the hero. And you spell hero, H-E-R-O. Of what? Her O. Y'all didn't know, but now you do. And you got Johnny Walker Black and Johnny Walker Red. Yeah, that's right. Kunta Kinte. Refusing to be Toby. Because the question was to be or not to be a slave. Till they cut his foot off. That's like, don't cut off your nose because you're mad at your face. Or don't cut off your foot because you're going to need that foot one damn day. And so that's when you then became, watch this, agreeable. Because in Hebrew, the word tob, which is spelled T-O-B-E, means agreeable. Don't believe me? Check it out. You just sat down and sold out. Where now, instead of being a Black Panther, you are meow. Ain't nobody being raw no more. To the point that your woman had you hop, skipping, and jumping. Double dutch in the living room. Like, back and forward. When do I jump in? And that ain't the God, man. That's some God named homosexual or faggot. Is what many women have turned their men into, merely by being so overwhelmingly controlling and manipulative. Nigga, woman, let me tell y'all something. Okay, you all are intelligent by far and have the greatest sense of judgment and know how to get it done on the physical plane. But Lord knows, don't you know you either make or break a nigga? And either you raise him to be or he ain't. And then you want to get mad because he ain't. Why? Because you told him he wasn't in the first place. Nigga, you ain't shit. You don't love me. You was a liar. You been with that bitch, some invisible hoe I don't even know who the fuck she is that you constantly accuse me of some shit I don't know nothing about. Seeing shit that ain't there, and then you want to say I'm crazy, and then turn around and say you crazy too. Crazy as a fox. And ain't nobody no damn fools amongst them. And your femininity you use as a weapon. Just like you, brother, use whatever you got to manipulate the sisters into being turned out. And you call yourself pimping, nigga, you ain't nothing but a pimple that needs to be popped. Now lance that shit and freeze that pus out before gangrene set in and you have to amputate the whole damn arm. And I know damn well that's going to hurt. But that pus, if you don't lance it and push it out, it's going to be stinking. And yeah, that stinking shit is coming right out most of our people's mouths. Hey, pimp, what's happening? Yo, come over here, pimp. Nigga, I'm pimping. I turn that hoe out. You crazy? Nah, nigga, you ain't turning nothing out. You better learn how to turn that sister in and help her find herself. Because don't you know pimps are lowlife? They putting somebody's mom out there, somebody's daughter out there, somebody's child out there. And it's all good right up until 4 o'clock at night. They see their daughter out there sucking dick. Now they want to hurt the cat that turned her out. What a whole lot of sense that made when you created the condition, Negro. That's right. You didn't know? Well, now you do. And so, fell and the saga continues. You know, you got those who say, well, Baba broke the spell of Leviathan, and you got others who say, yeah, but then he came in with the spell of Dr. York. You got people sitting around worshiping my father. And these space cadets will be receive Baba on a horse, and when he fall up, be like, look, watch, he gonna float. He gonna float. He gonna hit the ground and float up into the sky and disappear. Them motherfuckers I'm scared of because they dangerous. They not being realistic. They would see a motherfucker stick a knife in my father or me and not move one finger to help him. Why? Because that's too late. He God. And so that nigga would just disappear. Fanatics. Worse than dope fiends. That have become intellectually dummies and have intellectualized themselves out the ballpark by looking down their noses at the less evolved. Because he's a crackhead, you want to beat him up. When you're supposed to be the Nubian Islamic Hebrew mission. Crackhead ran into the bookstore, scared for his life. What they do? That's right. Beat the motherfucker up so bad he had to run across the street to the cookie lady's skull to find refuge. It ain't supposed to be like that. If you the Nubian Islamic Hebrew mission, every Nubian that comes your way, you better be doing your best to help that person be a Nubian someday, to come up out the shit that they in and realize that the shit that they in, you in also. Because how they going to be in it and you ain't? And you both on the same blue rock. That's ludicrous. That's just like the white light being say, I don't love you no more. I love you, but I'm no longer in love with you. That is a statement of ludicrousy. How you going to love me but no longer be in love with me? That's stupid. That's like giving the benefit of the doubt. How you going to get benefit from doubting something? Either you know it or you don't. And if you got to doubt the mother, how you going to say you don't trust her or she don't trust you? Motherfucker, if you close your eyes around her, you trust her enough. And she got to know you trust her too. If you're sleeping right next to each other, because if I want to slit your throat, when the best time to do it, fool? So I don't give a fuck what a motherfucker say out of his mouth. Why? Because man to say anything and her to say more. When you all get mad and get the fucking fight next, nigga, fuck you, get the fuck out. But you don't mean that shit. Not when y'all got a story. Not to tell, but that has been written together. Every day you all live is your story. You think it ain't? And you can't just rip that shit up or wake up tomorrow and say, yo, I quit. What type of shit is that when you just stuck your dick in me? Is what your woman's saying. And what type of shit is that, woman? When you say, fuck you, I'm leaving, nigga, fuck you, I'm going to get a new nigga. What type of shit is that, nigga, when you just told me you love me? Just yesterday. And you just told me to love me not 4 hours ago. But I guess 4 hours is enough to make you turn into somebody I don't even know no more. Just that quick. Boy, you sure have changed. And this is what goes round and round and on like Erykah Badu did in our song, to which you all know you wish you knew the words. Yup. Wish you knew the words. Or the words to say that'll make us sit down and stop bugging the fuck out, or the words to say to make him stop slapping on you, or the words to say that'll make the two of you stand up and accept the responsibility of it all in the three-dimensional world, even though you a day late and $1 short. And the word, listen, a duality cannot possibly govern a reality. If you one short, you all don't realize that you hear my baby and me, my baby and me. Well, how come you can't see your baby and you've been fucking up since the gate? How can two beings in a relationship called couples govern themselves if this is a three-dimensional world? Aren't you short one somewhere? I'm talking about in a relationship, how you going to relate to yourself, meaning know thyself in a complete way. If you got a whole bunch of motherfuckers standing up talking about, nigga, you can't do that shit. If you do that, nigga, that ain't cool, that ain't right. How about if what you say ain't right, I like? I'm never going to know myself to the entirety if I'm listening to your ass and being influenced by what you say to me. Could be you like chocolate ice cream, but I don't. I like vanilla. But I'm supposed to know myself in its entirety, though, right? Why? Because knowledge of self will win the knowledge of all things. How am I ever going to get knowledge of me? If indeed when I set out, I got all these obstacles. Do's and don'ts challenging me to the point that I can't see what, is real and what is fake in a certain place now. And that's even with all the right knowledge you've learned. Tell the truth and shame the devil. It's not as simple as simplicity is supposed to be. But at the same time, it's simple, still the same. Because you all forget that there's a place where the question and the answer become one, and that's where you get mud on your face because you ain't never heard no shit like that ever before, nor are you prepared to deal with. What? A question and an answer being the same? You should have known it was coming when the first person stood up and said, well, who created God? How should you have known it was coming? Because the answer could only be to remove the question mark and put the period and make the statement. And you'll have your answer, if you get my drift. And I'll say, no, rabbit season, duck season. Rabbit season, duck season. Well, you can't. Only a fool ducks when the truth is thrown at them. And rabbits represent fertility, which is why you see a bunny rabbit at Easter, because their alchemy was right in your face for all those years, and ain't now one of you Negroes knew nothing until I told you what the fuck they were doing to you, which was stealing your fertility, which is why each egg had to be colored, because what they were saying is we ain't. And bunny rabbits don't lay eggs, fools. That's right, but they fuck fast, though. Hump like a motherfucker. The Energizer Bunny just keep on going. Humping the Humpty Hump, slam dunking. Until the Energizer Bunny ain't got no more energy and laying there with his tongue hanging out after he done bust another soul. And your woman laying there saying, nigga, that's all you got? And he's like, no, come on, it's this. Or you try to, prove yourself to be so, all that in the bag of potatoes took you humpty hump until your hump get broke. And the dick don't even get hard no more. You're like, what the fuck? You start slapping your shit. Why? Because they have put in place a long time ago an alchemical plan to make each one of our brothers impotent. That has been running for a long time now. And you can't tell me that each of you niggas out there ain't having problems getting hard sometime. So you ain't experienced at least once in your life where you saying, damn, what the fuck is wrong with my dick? What the fuck? And you slapping the motherfucker and you saying, what? I must be high. I must have sniffed too much. I must have fucked up. This shit got me high as a fuck. And he's looking at his dick and his limp, and she can suck on it all day and won't do a damn thing for you. Why? Because that's just a freak of nature? I don't think so. And sisters, you all know damn well you're having a hard time having the orgasm more and more these days. Why? Because you got a whole lot of things in the way in your mind. And damn it, you got to have it your way, else it just ain't right. Why? Because he works at Burger King. But he's a damn slave. And you tell him what to do and push him around and motherfucker get in there and sit your ass down. And he listens to you. And then you feel dissatisfied because you don't want a motherfucker like that. And you know it. You don't want a motherfucker that can't listen, take control, tell you what you want, because you don't even know what the hell you want. Most of you sisters be like, what you want? Becomes one of the hardest questions that you can possibly answer if you're giving it thought. And if you answer too soon without question, we know right off the rip it was not well thought out. Or you done thought about it and said you wanted that same shit before, got it, fucked it up, then now you want it again, and we'll get it and fuck it up all over again and again, so it don't matter. Because your G.I. Joe got his head pulled off and his arm pulled out. That you throw his body over in the corner and step on. Right along with your Barbie doll. You don't even want others on, you don't even want a flower rubbing up against you. You want to be celibate. But then there are those who are the exact opposite of that. Niggas that's to the extreme. And I'm saying, Lord have mercy. Nothing to the extreme can possibly be good for you. Might be good to you, but it will destroy you. So I'm saying, come on now, girl, get me like, what the fuck? But nigga, we ain't been together, and nigga, you ain't they gave me, and the woman, what the fuck, man, I can't breathe. You smoking my motherfucking ass. Just because I'm doing what I want to do, which is just being me. And she said, well, fuck it, if you can just be you, nigga, I can just be me too. And now you got a woman roaming all over the land. Don't know where the fuck she is or what the fuck she doing. And doubt is a demon that creeps in. Next thing you know, you saying, damn, she the police. And yeah, without question, you start to think about your mama, you know, just like Rapist Edmund did with his mama. She took $250,000 from the federal government to hang her own boy. Truth be told, Rapist Edmund, his mama, turned state evidence on him. And when you know these things to be so, and you got that in the back of your mind, say, wait a minute now, I ain't been with this broad for how long? And shoot, man, you got to know, man, I got to be thinking, because anybody around me, it'd be real simple for them to say, yo, check this out, we give you $250,000 to shut his ass up. To shut his ass up so he don't talk no more. Because that little motherfucker's revealing all our secrets. We got to kill his little ass. Yeah, we do. Like they saying, he has got to die. And you got other motherfuckers saying, no, hell no, he don't. Why? Because you took an oath to protect his ass. So without question, they know I'm the child. Came looking at me in Augusta, Georgia like I was a little puppy in the window. Brothers, they say, yo, you don't see that out there? I say, who's that? He said, that's Big Grand Potente. And the head of the Eastern Star chapter. Out there, they just want to look at you. And they was just looking and whispering, that's the child right there. I'm like, will you get these motherfuckers out here, man? That shit made me want to throw up. Motherfuckers looking at me like I'm a puppy in the window. That's the child right there. That's him. That's the one. And that was years ago, so you can imagine. You think they don't know who I am? Y'all just finding out that I'm here. They been know. Yeah. True and true. The entire Masonic community knew, listen, the day I was born. Go back and look and see. Listen now. What was that predictor's name that worked for John F. Kennedy? Gene Dixon. Gene Dixon, listen, predicted my birth and was off by 1 year and 1 month. I think she just lied to keep the secret sacred. Said a Messiah will be born, listen, in 1960 in the month of February. I was born in 61 in the month of March. Gene Dixon. Yeah, don't believe me? Check it out. So the Masonic community knew the day I was born. Y'all the ones didn't know. And I walked amongst my own for a long time watching y'all go through everything you can possibly go through. I lived it right there with you every step of the way. And y'all didn't even know I was there. Talking about, Lord have mercy, Jesus. You got to get Jesus in your life. And I'm saying, niggas, damn, I'm right here. Standing right next to you sometimes. Thank you, Jesus. And the motherfucker looking at some white boy up on some plaster Paris, you know, shit on the wall. And I'm saying, that ain't me. That's Cylinder. I remember that motherfucker. He was a pimp. You don't believe me? Check it out. Hold on 1 second. It wasn't meant for you to hear this shit, then ask yourself, why are you hearing it? Hold on. Dawid.
Yep. Yeah.
Lord, I'm like, what a on home. So we're going to work with this until I figure it out. I'll just hang up and call back. Because I won't do it the easy way, shit. Hang up on both of them.
You still there, Dow? We still on?
Yeah, start.
Yeah, I'm here. I was about to say, till he gets back on, play some music or what have you, or let people know this is the afternoon show.
Went out.
You said what?
I said my phone had went out, but he calling me right now. Hold on.
Okay.
So, see,
Yeah, hold on. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So, see, you're on the air right now. Dawid, we're still on Blog Talk Radio?
Yeah.
Okay, now listen. First off, I want the listening audience to know that my name is ATUN-RE, and this is the afternoon show. And we're heard globally. Real quick, before I let the brother Sir C talk, who's a very good friend of mine, who has a young brother there who has something on his mind, which hopefully is something that we can all sink our mental teeth into. Because talk without substance is rhetoric, which merely means to redirect the mind where it shouldn't go and be at any time anyway. I give a damn about how many times Michael Jordan ducked the ball because what Mike eat don't send me to the bathroom. So, before we do that, I'd like you, Dawid, to announce the call-in number to our listening audience.
Okay.
Announce the call-in number right now, if you will.
Okay. The call-in number is 215-383-3748. 215-383-3748.
Thank you, brother. And again, this is the afternoon show. My name is ATUN-RE. We do this every day at 2 o'clock for 2 hours, from 2 to 4 Western Standard Time. And you all on the East Coast, you don't know what time you're supposed to be here. I hope you do. If you don't, ask somebody. Because the one thing we don't do here on the afternoon show is sit up and play games or not be honest with ourselves. We know that the worst lie of all is the one that convinces him or herself of their very own lies. And the lie is not as good as the truth if you get somebody to believe it. That in itself is a damn lie. Because truth is truth and it cannot be stood against. It knocks the brains out of falsehood. So come on, HSC, introduce yourself. Welcome to our show. And introduce your guests and whoever they might be, and let's rock and roll.
All right, we out here in Vallejo. We at the store, Sir C. This is Sir C. I've got a young brother here, Darrell. Just got a really good question, and you know, it's one of those questions that I may know what the answer is, but I would like a community of people maybe to fill him in on this. I'm gonna go ahead and put him on the air.
How you doing?
I'm fine, my brother. Can you please announce your name to the listening audience? We're heard globally. We're here on Blog Talk Radio. My name is ATUN-RE. What's yours again?
My name is Jarrell Thomas. It's my slave name, also known as Jalil Roback.
Nice to meet you. Hold on. What is all that going on outside? Find out what's going on out there. Now, Darrell, what is your question, my brother? First off, I'd like to say to you that your name is a very interesting name. Let me explain why I say that. And if I'm not mistaken, it's spelled D-O-R-A-E-L.
Well, Jarrell?
Your name is spelled, I thought it was Dorel. It's spelled D-O-R-A-L-A-E-L.
No, I spelled Jarrell, Derrel.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead, loved one. Please, go ahead. Let me hear what your question is or whatever it may be.
My question is, I've been doing a lot of research, and I've been coming around the terminology of PEMDAS, or Messiah, and the origins of the word still leads back to Lizard King. So I'm just.
That's not true. That's not true. The word Messiah comes from the Hebrew word Messiah. Don't believe me? Check it out. Which is initially spoken in the language of Hebrew, which means anointed being, someone who has the ability to take something dirty and wipe it clean. Where did you get your information?
Steady.
Excuse me?
Clark,
Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark. Well, let me explain. May I say something? Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark are Egyptologists who, for lack of a better way to put it, let me say this to you. If indeed you are an Egyptologist, then that means you have knowledge of being able to read hieroglyphics. And what you have is a situation.
Nobody can read a hieroglyph.
That's not true. That's not true. Hieroglyphics, that's not true. Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark read hieroglyphics all day, every day. It's not that hard. You want to know how? How you know? Because you're looking at the same thing that you would be looking at when looking at the Hopi Indian sand paintings. You're looking at the symbols of nature, the symbols of all things that nature brings in terms of how your mother, which is not Mother Earth, is supposed to send and ring the frequencies. And without question, let me say this to you. The hieroglyphics are no more, no less than a form of hieroglyph, which is called a picture right here today.
Yeah, so
the pictures say 1,000 words, so anybody can read hieroglyphics if you're looking at the pictures and using a discerning spirit to be able to do so, to be able to dispel, whatever's coming your way. You can look at it and see what it say. Anybody could. Just like if I show you a picture of a child who's sitting in your neighborhood, we all know that pictures say 1,000 words. You don't have to spell that out. They do the spelling for you.
But the hieroglyph itself, right? A hieroglyph literally means a word that cannot be spoken, a picture.
That's not true. That's not true.
What is the word hieroglyph?
The word hieroglyph, listen to me. If you do a research into the word hieroglyphic, you will see that it came into existence by the usage of two words being put together, higher and glyph. You see, so when you say higher, you know that higher is the opposite of lower. And it is also that which a person does when they become employed. Like, in other words, get hired at a job. But what I'm saying to you is, again, the word hieroglyphic came into existence by the usage of two words. Do the etymology on it yourself. It's not hard to do.
I did the etymology on the word exactly myself, and I came to the conclusion of the fact that you saying that they can read it is also wrong, because you got to be indoctrinated in the craft to understand what the. That's
not true. First off, they have a saying, when you say the craft, you have to be indoctrinated in the craft. What you're talking about is Freemasonry. And the truth of the matter is, why? Because Freemasonry is called the craft. And so on that note, you have people, may I speak? You have people, may I speak? You have people, listen now, in your society, like when you go into a courtroom, they will say, will everyone please rise? The honorable judge so-and-so and so resides. You cannot be the honorable nobody in an American society without first being a 33-degree Freemason. And that is a fact. Now, so when you say you have to have knowledge of the craft, you're talking in terms of knowing how to write hieroglyphics. I'm not talking in terms of that.
Not knowing how to write and also how to read.
And what I'm saying to you is that is coming to you through a Masonic society. The information that you're talking from. Now, speak. I'm telling you where you're getting your information from. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm telling you where you're getting your information from. You're getting your information through the fact that, listen, your Masonic community calls what they do a craft. And on that note, they've convinced many that reading and writing hieroglyphics is a craft too. But it is not. It's not a craft. What it is merely listen. Something that we as a people have to do, which is Ikra Bismi Rabbika Alladhi Khalaka, which is to read by the name of our sustainer. Why? Because our sustainer is most generous. And it goes on to say, Kalakal al-insan min Allah. Why? Because we all have been created from a single cell separated. And so the order is Ikra Rabbukal Akram. Why? Read, because your sustainer is most generous. And Alladhi Allamal Bil Kalam, and he teaches you by way of the pen those things which you would have never known. So the pen.
I'm saying this to say that what you're saying is I'm saying this. I don't know what you're saying, but what I'm saying is the whole fact that you're saying that Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark can read the hieroglyphs is a lie, because them statements.
No, what I'm saying to you is they're pretending not to be able to listen. You never let me finish. You never let me finish. I wasn't saying that they're saying that they can read. Listen. I have to differ with you. You never let me finish. I was never saying that Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark can actually read the hieroglyphics. What I'm saying is they're pretending to be able to not read the hieroglyphics. The little that they do know knows that if they continue to talk out into the public things which they have no business, that curse they are talking about will fall on them. And that those two people are smart enough to know not to let that which is sacred be anything less than secret. So they're lying to the public because they know certain things by virtue of the little information they do have, which enables them to be able to read the hieroglyphics. So that's what they come to the public with, which is false statements, misleading people away from the hieroglyphics like yourself. Why? Because they know that if you fuck with it, a curse will fall on you and them.
What you're saying is, Dr. Clark led people away from the hieroglyphics.
No, what I'm saying is they know how to read it enough to know that if they fuck up in any way, listen, that the truth of the matter is that they reveal certain secrets that this family of mine had intended to keep and only release at a certain time, that they will fall under the curse that will definitely, check this out, leave them neither root nor branch, meaning their entire family trees will be removed. Those people, Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark, ain't fools. The motherfuckers will sit up and tell y'all it says this, and because you don't know, you just believe that shit, and meanwhile they're lying to you. Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark are being governed by, check this out, a knowledge that you all don't have, and that they're scared, listen, to talk about, and they better be scared. They better be very scared, because if they say one wrong thing, they do. What I'm telling you, Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark know what they are talking about to the degree that they know they should be scared, be very scared, because they know if they say one wrong thing, that curse will remove them to the point that they will neither have root nor branch, meaning their entire family trees will be wiped out. So that's why they sit up and mislead everybody away from what the real truth of the hieroglyphics are talking about, because they ain't stupid.
All right, so you're saying you can read the hieroglyphs and you can read the Rosetta Stone. That's what you're saying.
Man, what I'm saying to you is that you have to have clearance to do that and relay the information that comes from there to the public. If indeed you don't have clearance, listen, if you're not designated to do that and you were to do it, then you're in trouble. And anybody who knows just a little bit knows not to fuck with it.
Right, and I'm saying like this. Do anybody in the world know the metal?
Yeah, without question. I do.
You do?
Yes, that's right, because I have clearance to read it. And there's coming a day, check this out, where every word that it says, when my Father so sees it fit for me to tell you all, I will be telling you all in its entirety what each hieroglyphic reads and said. But that time is not as of yet, because the truth of the matter is you all can't deal with the shit that came to you out of your Bible or your Quran, but you're not as of yet. But you want to step up and start fucking with shit that's from the greater mysteries. You'd be a damn fool to even try. You got to graduate from the lesser mysteries first.
But I understood the lesser mystery, just like the Bible.
No, you don't. If you understood the lesser mysteries, you wouldn't be using the word understood.
Well, look, my whole thing is this. You saying
you would be using the word overstood. If you understood the lesser mysteries, you wouldn't be using the word understood. You'd be using the word overstood because you know in the lesser mysteries, that's what you would have to say in order to be able to declare right here today that you know what you're talking about.
All right, so the terminology of me saying understand and overstand, you still understand what I'm saying.
No, I don't understand what you're saying. I understand. Why? Because I've been there, done that. Got the T-shirt and the hat, ticket stubs, stars, and the bells, bondsman's receipt. You still where you trying to go. I done been already. And I'm letting you know, loved one, I admire your zeal, but trust me, you still young in this.
All right, but listen, my whole thing is this. You saying you see what has not been deciphered. So how can I credit anything you just said?
Hold on, what did you say?
You saying you see the meta-letter. That language has not been deciphered. So how can I credit
what hasn't been deciphered? I couldn't understand you. Talk clearly.
The meta-letter?
The meta-letter, oh my God, let me tell you something. First of all, the meta-letter, well, you done jump from one place to another, young bro. You done went from the Rosetta Stone. Wait now, let me say, you done went from the hieroglyphic to the Rosetta Stone to the meta-letter now. First of all, the word meta has been, listen, first of all, you're wrong. The meta-letter has been translated and properly revealed to the entire public at large, because the word meta merely means to measure, and it was, revealed and deciphered, check this out, by the person who put it under the cipher in the first place, which is my grandfather, whose name is Tahuti. And that's something you all don't know nothing about. But yes, the meta has been translated in its entirety, word for word, verbatimly, a long time ago. That's how you got methamphetamine. You didn't know?
No, I did not know it had been.
No, because when you say metaneta, the root word of metaneta is meta, which means to measure.
Right.
And the name Tahuti merely means to measure two things. And Metatron created for you metaphor, metaphysical, and I'm trying to tell you, it's through the metaneta that methamphetamine was created in the first place. But you all are under the false impression that it was created and brought into existence and given to Hitler by a group of, extraterrestrials who are referred to as Ashtar Command, who became Hitler's God, and that formula wasn't theirs in the first place. It's something that they stole out of ancient Tamarade that was called, in that time, the serpentine fire. Why? Because we had a project to complete at a prescribed time, because those pyramids had to be properly aligned with a star that only shows itself once every 50 years in the sky, called Sirius B. And in order to do that, the meta has to be translated in its complete form and fashion. You want to tell me the meta hasn't been translated? You're way off in your information.
It hasn't been translated because Champollion. He came
what?
He had a method to decipher the.
Now, what you're doing is you're trusting. You're trusting in people who do not come from your bloodline to be giving you proper information. Those people, check this out in a real way. I'm telling you right now, loved one, the devil ain't gonna never tell you the truth. He's the father of the lie. And what I'm saying to you is that those people who Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark studied under have been giving information that was based on a Greek foundation and philosophy that is a misinformation in the first place. Because every information in American society that you go to college and get came through Aristotle, Socrates, and Plato. So you all have been misinformed from day one.
Dr. Ben got his degree in Freemasonry.
Dr. Ben is a damn fool.
Hold on, time out.
Dr. Ben is a damn fool because he got a college degree in Egyptology from some university that, established their ability to give a degree in the first place based on Greek philosophy, not on the science that came out of ancient Tamarade. That's real, because Aristotle, Socrates, and Plato was damn fools. They was using the art of conjecture, which is the art of guesswork. They was fucking around in a forum that they didn't even know the rules to. And that's why Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark, I can stand here today and say are damn fools, because if they got their degree from these clowns, what do you think you're supposed to do with a clown? You're supposed to laugh at them. And that's who they got their degrees from. A bunch of fucking clowns who started them out on the information that was based on wrong knowledge in the first place. They said that man had 5 senses. Motherfucker, I need a battery. Ain't that true? They said that man had 5 senses. And they said, well, what are the 5 senses? You read this right here today because of them fools that the 5 senses was taste, touch, smell, sight, and hearing. But if I was to ask you to please describe to me the process by which you taste something, how would you answer me? Really, if I said, can you describe to me, please, the process by which you taste something, you would have to say, you have to pick the food up and it must touch the taste palate. And if you say it must touch the taste palate, then what you have to admit is that taste is not taste. Taste is touch.
That's right.
And it's because of these same clowns that Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark studied under. Listen, that you have here today, people like themselves, listen, establishing an information that from its foundation was based on misinformation in the first place. Because no, taste is not taste. Taste is touch. And if I say, describe to me, listen, the means by which you hear something and the process by which that takes place, you would have to say sound waves must touch the eardrum and cause the eardrum to vibrate. So that means hearing is not hearing, hearing is touch too. And these same motherfuckers who taught Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark is the ones who said the 5 senses are taste, touch, smell, sight, and hearing. But if I said to you, I've already knocked down 2, I'm going to knock down 2 more. Now what? If I say to you, describe to me the process by which you see things, light has to touch the inner walls of the retina. That is a scientific fact. So seeing is not seeing, seeing is touch too. And if I said, describe to me by which the process by which you smell things, particles have got to touch the inner fibers of the nose. And then you smell something. Well, smelling is not smelling. Smelling is touch too. Do you realize what I just did? I took the foundation of their information right here in front of you and demolished it. Tore it apart, because you all have been taught by the same motherfuckers who taught Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark that man has 5 senses and that they are taste, touch, smell, and sight, and hearing. I just reduce your 5 senses down to 1 sense, and then the question becomes, what was the other 4? Why? Because the truth is, it was written on the walls that man had 5 senses, and Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark cannot tell you. But I can. And don't believe me, check it out. Because many of you right here today can be in your house and you be like, hey, baby, you remember Tony? You know, the guy down the block, the little fellas, I ain't seen him in a while. You go over to a sudden, you hear bing bong, and you go to the door and Tony's standing there. And the truth of the matter is that's not by luck or coincidence, youngster. And if you ask yourself, if it wasn't meant for you to hear this shit, then why are you hearing it? Because you didn't know that anybody was going to get on this phone and have an information by which your information would not be able to stand against. And I don't hear you saying nothing no more, now do I? So I know it becomes a very frustrating situation when here it is, like I've told you many times before, it's 2 different types of questioners. One questioner really wants to know why, for the benefit of their immortal soul. And they would say, you know, last night I was reading, and I really would like to know, can you answer this question for me, please? And another questioner will say, you so smart, answer this. And the motherfuckers who in the second category talk like that, they ain't trying to get no answers. They're just trying to punch holes in whatever the fuck it is you bring. Why? Because they think they already know. And how you going to know if the foundation of your information was based on a misinformation in the first place? You saying to me, you understand it all. And I'm saying, no, you don't. Because if you did, you would know that you don't want to understand. You want to overstand so that you can declare that you really know what you're talking about and present the facts. That are things that can be substantiated by one of three things: evidence, reason, or experience. And you ain't had none of those. Coming here to talk to me here today. And I'm sorry, babe, bro, but that's right. My responsibility is to wake you up and to set you straight. Meaning, responsibility means having the ability to respond to a need. And if your need wasn't great, then the master wouldn't have appeared. And I wouldn't be here on the phone with you right now. It's only because of that one word, Jarrell. Check this out, that I'm here talking to you. And ask yourself again, if it wasn't meant for you to hear it, then why are you hearing it? So now, any questions? Do we have anybody on our call in? Any questions on the call in? Please announce the call in number.
We have an area code 765.
What did you say?
We have an area code 765.
Area code 765. Please announce your name and where you're calling from. My name is ATUN-RE. Please and love.
My name is Devin Fuller. I'm calling from Anderson, Indiana.
What's up, my brothers? I'm happy to hear your voice. What's happening with you?
I'm from Anderson, Indiana. My name is Devin Fuller.
Do you have a question you would like to ask?
No, this is just my first time. I'm just listening. I'm just listening in for right now.
We're happy that you're here with us. Please come in and check us out as much and as often as you possibly can. Guaranteed you will walk away the better because of it.
Thank you.
Without question. No, thank you. Now, next questioner. Announce the next questioner or the next person who's on the switchboard. Yahweh?
Okay, we got a 404 area code.
Yo, ATUN-RE.
You got a that's me, the one and only. Who is this?
How you doing? This is Nine. Just telling you, I want to say I love you.
I love you too, loved one. Think I don't when I do? Without question.
I already know. You done changed my life in so many ways in so short time. I just want to say that it's all. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to do what I was sent here to do. You got any questions, though, loved one? If you don't, make one up. Give me something you need to know.
Elaborate more on that non-planet with Nibiru coming through and, Anu and everyone. You elaborate on that, please?
Okay,
and,
you want me to elaborate? Okay, you're saying to elaborate more on the non-planet and Nibiru coming through? Well, let me explain.
Goodbye.
Oh, goodbye to you. I ain't saying goodbye yet. I'm on the phone. My Bluetooth says goodbye. I said no. It ain't a goodbye. I'm standing in, and I'm right here for you. Now, let me explain. Right now, you have NASA, through their Hubble telescope, who's charting the thing that they're calling Rilo 7. They're saying that it's a gigantic meteorite that's headed toward this planet. In fact, it is changing your weather conditions right now. It's melting your polar caps because we are now in the sun cycle. Everybody thinks that, listen, your planets swing around the sun in a circle. They do not, I repeat. They swing around your sun in what is called an ellipse, which is an egg shape. And it takes, 24,000 years to make one complete rotation. And once every 24,000 years, our story, meaning people of color, our story has to be renewed. And the thing is, it cannot be renewed if indeed it is not retold first in its entirety. meaning with all the blanks filled in, straight up and down and no chaser. And whether you all like it or not, the devil's been chasing you all since the day you were born. Because whether you know it or not, you all are children of the Most High. And no, the devil was not going to and still will not just pack up shop and go home, especially now that he sees that you all are on the rise. And what do I mean by that? They know, meaning your governmental agencies that are designed to govern your minds, listen, that indeed this is a great day and that the children of the Most High are destined to rise at a prescribed time, which is what you all are doing. Well, how do they know? Because they're charting Lilo 7. That is Nibiru. And Nibiru is not a planet. It is a craft that consisted of, 144,000 crew members and 24 captains, by which here today you have 24 elders, of which on that seat of council, I am the 13th elder, whose name on that seat of council is affectionately referred to as Q, but my name is Quaterson. And my father would say, don't believe me, check it out. I say, don't believe me, you all are about to find out. Anyway. Because time ran out a long time ago, and this is what day and age we're now living in. Everybody want to think they know something, but you're going to be wishing. Check this out. You weren't so, check this out, smart mouth in the lip. You better learn how to listen, humble out. Because what you are doing is being recorded, not just by me on the radio and others as well, but in the Akashic record, which you call your book of life, whose pages to this book is not like a book that you all know too much about. Trust me when I say this. Because each page in this book has a triune constitution. It's like a page in the book of life is like this. If you say to me, Atun-RE, can you meet me Tuesday at 2 o'clock at McDonald's? If indeed I say yes, what many of you all do not know is that the minute you say yes to anything, imagery of you doing what you are agreeing to do flashes through your mind so quickly that you don't perceive it to be flashing at all, else you will not be able to say yes to nothing. You would have to see yourself doing whatever it is you are agreeing to do. But this happens in the mind so rapidly that you don't even know that it's happening at all. And so, if I call you and I say, yo, little brother, will you meet me at McDonald's Tuesday at 2 o'clock? And you say, yes, Atun-RE, I'll be there. Then imagery of you meeting me at McDonald's Tuesday at 2 o'clock then starts to develop on what can best be described as a clear, transparent piece of paper or slither that then will settle down into the fabric of your very own universe. And then, say for instance, as soon as you get off the phone with me, after I asked you, could you meet me, and you agreed, and your wife calls and say, well, no, you can't go see Atun-RE Tuesday because why? We have a doctor's appointment where we have to take our son, Jamie, over to the dentist or whatever have you, because that takes precedence over going to meet me at 2 o'clock on Tuesday at McDonald's. You then agree with your wife and say to yourself, well, dang, I got to call Atun-RE and just let him know that I have to cancel. Well, imagery of you going to that dentist place or that doctor place that she was talking about then starts to develop in the mind also, that develops on yet another slither of what can best be described as a slither of transparent paper. Why? Because you agreed with the sister to be there. Starts to develop on that another slither of transparent paper that then will superimpose itself down over the first group of images that show you meeting me at McDonald's Tuesday at 2 o'clock. You see, that's laying there in the fabric of your very universe. And then come Tuesday at 2 o'clock, say you don't do none of that. You just decide to go to the movies. You don't meet me. You don't go to the dentist. You don't take the baby. Let me tell you, imagery of you going to the movies then starts to develop on yet again what can only be described as a transparent, clear slither of yet another piece of transparent paper. Then the imagery starts to develop on that, and it then starts to lay and come down and superimposes itself over the other two, which makes up one page in the book of life. So you ain't getting away with nothing. That's right, because it's not recording just what is occurring. It's recording your intentions too. What you thought you would do, what you didn't think you, anything that the mind thinks about. If you thinking about some shit that you ain't got no business, come Yomo Dean, you will be held accountable. Because you have Akhlin, which is the last day, and then you have Yomo Kiyam, which is the day of standing, where you all will hear a voice that will say, now with everyone please rise. The Honorable Anu himself resides. Both small and great, we are now calling upon you, both dead and alive. Well, everybody, and I mean everybody, please rise. And everybody you know gonna be there. Dead or alive. And you will have companions of the right hand and companions of the left hand, meaning those beings who are sitting there smiling, not worried about nothing, while other beings are going to be there frightened out of their minds, and you'll be able to see it on their faces because they know what they did, even if you don't. And they're going to know the gig is up, because the next thing comes is your Modine. When that new says, well, so-and-so, please come up to the front. And you go up there, and the first thing that new says to you is, didn't I send to you my servant, rehearsing my signs, telling you what you should know about all of this that is now occurring? You'll be like, no servant ever came to me. And they'll say, oh, really? And reach behind him and go, bloop, and the whole wall will come alive. And right here and now, we're telling you all, and everybody that's listening, Lord have mercy, because this scene will be right there for everybody to see what type of power and new wheels, and how you ain't got away with nothing. And that indeed I am the servant that I knew was saying, didn't I sing to you my servant, rehearsing my signs? The little motherfucker with the ponytail that you call Little New York. That's right. I'm not too late. Boy. And you can't get this level of information nowhere else on the planet. I invite you to go try. If indeed you think you can, then go right ahead. You'll be back. And the one thing I won't tell you is, see, I told you, as your record has now been and become destroyed behind your inability to accept the facts. Woo! Now, anybody want to get in the ringing box with that? Any questions? We have 19 minutes left. That's my father's number. You didn't know? Well, now you do. In a second. Yanun is on deck.
No, we got 90 seconds left, bro.
Yeah, that's Bob's number. You didn't know? This is the at-noon show, the afternoon show.
Now you got a minute left.
Say, box it, bag it, and put it out there. Hawk it.